Why I'm buying these high-risk ICOs before the hype. The crypto market is in a fascinating spot right now. After a monster bull run, institutional money is pouring in, and major assets like Bitcoin have hit incredible new highs this year. But with the market cap crossing $4 trillion, a lot of people are asking the same question. Where could the next life-altering gains come from? Let's be honest. While Bitcoin and Ethereum are still strong plays, the odds of turning $1,000 into $1 million with them are much lower than they used to be. The kind of gains that can genuinely redefine your financial future are almost never found where everyone else is looking. They're found in the dark corners of the market, in the places most investors are too scared to even glance at. Right now, there's a short-term dip and the fear and greed index is flashing fear. For a contrarian, that fear is a signal. It's the sound of opportunity. And it's the exact reason I'm turning my attention to the most speculative, high-risk, and potentially high-reward assets in the entire ecosystem. Brand new, early-stage ICOs. While everyone else is focused on the established players, I'm betting on what's next. Let's get one thing crystal clear before we go any further. This is the Wild West. This is the frontier. Most of the projects I'm about to discuss as examples will likely fail. 9 out of 10 will probably go to zero, and your investment will disappear with them. This is not financial advice, and you should assume any money you put into these assets is money you are willing to lose completely. This is just an inside look at my personal high-risk strategy, a tiny speculative sliver of my portfolio that's dedicated to hunting for asymmetric upside. We're looking for the one project that could, in theory, pay for all the other failures. This is high-stakes speculation, not investing. Now that we have that understanding, let's get into it. So, why even bother with this high-risk minefield, especially when the market is hot? Because even in a bull run, the market gets saturated and hungry for something new. The big narratives of the last cycle are well known, and venture funding is actively searching for the next big thing, focusing on areas like DeFi, infrastructure, and real-world use cases. Those new stories are being born right now in the pre-sales and initial coin offerings of projects with tiny market caps. We're talking about projects that are pre-hype, pre-mainstream exchange listings, and pre-recognition. Getting in at this stage is like planting a seed. The vast majority won't sprout, but the one that grows into a mighty oak can cast a very, very long shadow. My thesis is simple. By allocating a small, responsible percentage of my portfolio to a curated basket of these high-risk ICOs, I'm basically buying lottery tickets for the next dominant crypto narratives. I'm not just betting on a single coin, I'm betting on the power of new ideas, be it decentralized AI, Web3 infrastructure, or even the sheer irrational power of a meme. It's a contrarian approach. When the herd gets fearful during a dip, you look for value. And when the herd is chasing last year's winners, you look for next year's pioneers. Today I'm pulling back the curtain on 3 types of projects that have caught my attention, using hypothetical examples to show you what I look for. The first type of project on my radar is a deep foundational infrastructure play. For our purposes, let's imagine a hypothetical project named Sachi. This isn't a flashy meme coin, its mission is to solve one of the biggest problems in Web3, trust. The core idea would be to build a Web3 reputation score. Think of it like a credit score but for your on-chain activity. This Sachi would analyze a wallet's history, its participation in DAOs, its lending history and other on-chain actions to generate a reputation score. This score, in theory, could allow DAOs to grant voting power more effectively, lending protocols to offer under-collateralized loans and communities to identify trustworthy participants. The bull case is compelling. If Web3 is ever going to mature, it needs a trust layer. A project like this would be positioning itself as the chain link of trust, aiming to provide a fundamental piece of the puzzle for the next generation of dApps. If it could become the standard for on-chain reputation, the utility for its token, used for scoring, staking, and governance, could be immense. Now for the bear case, and the risks are huge. First, this is an incredibly niche area. The success of a project like Sachi is entirely dependent on other platforms choosing to integrate its system. Without widespread adoption, the token has no utility and no value. It's a classic chicken and egg problem. Also, the concept of an on-chain reputation score raises serious privacy concerns for many crypto users who value anonymity. That cultural resistance could be a major barrier. You're betting that the future of Web3 looks more like a system of verified trust than a pseudonymous free-for-all. That's a huge, unanswered question. The second type of project I look for is one aiming at real-world disruption. Let's imagine a project we'll call Uno Mai, targeting one of the most hated industries in the world, event ticketing. Everyone has felt the pain of trying to buy concert tickets, only to be slammed with outrageous fees and forced to deal with a rigged secondary market. The solution here would be to move the entire ticketing process onto the blockchain using smart NFT tickets. Each ticket is a unique non-fungible token, which does a few things. First, it can verify access and authenticity, effectively eliminating counterfeit tickets. Second, royalties can be programmed directly into the smart contract, so if a ticket is resold, a portion of that resale price automatically goes back to the artist or event organizer. The platform's token would be used for purchasing tickets, staking, and governance. The bull case is built on a universal pain point. The global ticketing market is massive and ripe for disruption. A transparent, fair system is a powerful narrative that could attract both consumers and event organizers. However, the bear case is a giant. Competing with an entrenched monopoly like Ticketmaster is a monumental task. We're not just talking about having better technology. We're talking about overcoming exclusive venue contracts, legal challenges, and massive marketing budgets. The barriers to entry are colossal. A bet on a project like Uno Mai isn't just a bet on its tech. It's a bet on a tiny startup's ability to wage war against one of the most powerful corporate giants in entertainment. The odds are, frankly, astronomical. This space moves at lightning speed. A project that looks promising one week can be a ghost town the next. The risks are constant, and the narratives shift daily. If you want to see how I'm tracking these high-risk experiments in real time, the good, the bad, and the outright failures, I document everything in my free weekly newsletter. It's a transparent journal of my journey through the riskiest corner of the crypto market. The link is in the description below. The third and final archetype is what I call the pure speculation play. To be perfectly clear, this one is in a completely different category. If our Sachi example is a bet on infrastructure and Uno Mai is a bet on disruption, a project like this, let's call it Magax, is a bet on pure, unadulterated human irrationality. It's a meme coin. Magax would have no real-world utility. Its white paper would be thin, and its marketing would be all about Gen Z culture and the promise of massive staking yields, with some claims as high as 1,000% APY. The bull case, as flimsy as it is, rests entirely on the power of virality and community. We've seen time and time again that a strong meme and a dedicated online community can send a token with zero fundamentals to astronomical valuations. This isn't an investment in technology. It's a bet on attention being the most valuable commodity in the crypto market. Now let's talk about the bear case, which is, well, basically the entire project. That 1,000% APY? It's not magic money. It's almost always created through extreme token inflation. The project just prints vast quantities of new tokens to pay stakers, massively diluting the supply and putting constant downward pressure on the price. It becomes a frantic game of musical chairs where you hope to get out before the hyperinflationary spiral collapses the token's value. Projects like this are also prime candidates for rug pulls, where the anonymous founders simply disappear with the funds. I would treat this as a lottery ticket, fully prepared for it to go to zero, and you should too. This is a bet on capturing lightning in a bottle, and the odds of that are incredibly low. So, there you have it. 3 hypothetical ICOs, 3 completely different bets, an infrastructure play like Sachi, a disruption attempt like Uno Mai, and a pure speculative gamble like Magax. The common thread here isn't a guarantee of success, it's the presence of a powerful story and the potential for asymmetric returns. I need to say this one last time. This is the most dangerous and volatile part of the crypto world. You are far more likely to lose money on these projects than you are to find the next 100x gem. That's why this kind of speculation makes up less than 1% of my total crypto portfolio. It's money I can afford to watch burn to zero. Please, be responsible. But while most of the market is focused on the recent past, the seeds of the next cycle's greatest stories are being planted today, in these obscure, high-risk, and often ignored corners. The hype hasn't even begun for most of these projects, and for many, it never will. But for the 1 or 2 that defy the odds, the journey could be nothing short of historic. The key is to know the risks, size your bets accordingly, and be prepared for failure.